Hello, everybody. It's Miss Cotner, and we are going to go over our tacos writing assignments and just give a quick overview of what we need to do. So, if you are part of class 407, remember that in Schoology, your ELA course is the little cat sitting on a book with glasses. If you're part of 405, you are the orange cat with glasses reading a book. When you go inside your ELA course, there are 4 folders at the top. The Tacos Writing Assignments is orange folder, and it says Tacos Writing Assignments. When you go inside the folder, at the very top, there are directions for you. There are also our informative writing standards. So if we open this up, it tells us that we are working with the Common Core State Standards W5.2a, W5.2b, W5.2c, W52d, and 52e. Okay? So we need to introduce a topic clearly, provide a general observation and focus, and group related information logically to include formatting. So headings, illustrations, multimedia when useful to aiding comprehension. We need to develop the topic with facts, definitions, details, quotations, or other information and examples related to the topic. Link ideas within and across categories of information using words, phrases, and clauses. Use precise language and domain-specific vocabulary to inform about or explain the topic, and provide a concluding statement or section related to the information or expansion presented. This is why the S, the summary of the tacos assignments, is so important. So, coming back into the folder, you have the link to every single picture, every single one. And the final one that we did right before break was frozen ship. So if we look at the assignment, there will always be a picture and then there will be the caption below the picture. And as you can see, I'm having issues because Schoology is showing it at 154%, which makes it hard to put everything on the page. So if I make it a little bit littler, or I have the option to download the picture and then work on a downloaded copy. But there's always going to be a picture and then there will be the caption. The caption are the words under the picture that tell you important information and explain about the photo. So it says this passenger arriving in New York in 1927 was met with a rather cold reception. Returning aboard the France, which is the name of the ship and that's why it's capitalized, which arrived in the midst of the recent cold wave with decks covered with ice. The New York Times reported at the time, she bundled up in a few extra layers to survey the frozen Isle of Manhattan. Okay, so once we have examined our photo, we've studied the picture, we've studied the caption, then we're going to go over to Book Creator. In Book Creator, we need to make sure we are in the correct library. And you can see that I am not. I am in the Music Journals library. So I am going to need to come over here and I'm going to need to scroll down and make sure that I am in the Taco library. Now, if I don't have the taco library available, scrolling down here, yours will say add a library, and you would put the taco library code right there and add the library. And to get that code, we will go into taco library. The code is BZXPRXS. Now, once you are in the taco library, you only need one journal for every single taco assignment. So we're going to go back out. We're going to go, oh, it's not letting me. Okay. We're going to go all the way to mine, which is going to give us a little whiplash. But we need to go all the way to my sample writing book. We're not going to show anyone else's work. And I always do try to at least include a couple samples. So you can see that mine is right here. I have decorated the front. It doesn't absolutely have to have a taco on the front. You can see that this person did not put a taco, and that's just fine. But tacos are cute, and this is a taco journal, so that's fine if you want to. When you go inside, then it should have your name, and it should say taco writing assignments or taco journal or something about taco writing. Now, pages. You will see that I should have a page per assignment. I did not create an entirely new journal for every single assignment. This is important for two reasons, because I can just click in here and I can see which assignments have been completed and which ones have not. And you can see that if I was a student, I would be missing a substantial amount of assignments. And you can see baby giraffe. I didn't even complete that. I decorated the page with a title and a background. It doesn't even have a giraffe. It doesn't have any writing. So that one also cannot be graded. And then North Shore, you can see that I put the acronym on the side, TACOS, but I didn't complete it. So obviously, this is not acceptable. And then right here, for Michelle Yeoh, I only put 4 to 5 sentences as a reminder to myself, but I didn't actually write the summary. Once again, I would not get full points. On orcas, I did the same, 4 to 5 sentences about the picture. And I did that as the teacher because I don't want people copying my sentences. I want you to be giving your own summary. But if I were a student, that is unacceptable because I do need to put my 4 to 5 sentence summary. So you can see, going back, if we go down the list of taco writing assignments, you can see I'm missing a lot, like a lot. Did not do Giant Pumpkin, did not do North Shore, Michael Jordan, A Magispace About Time, Frozen Ship, Solar Eclipse. So I have a lot of things that I need to complete. When people go in here and then they make a book per assignment, then that gets complicated because you could see how many journals there were to go through. Your writing will get lost, and I will literally have to go through the entire library to try to find your assignments. This is much simpler, just clicking on pages, and then I can go in and immediately see which ones have been completed and which ones have not. And then right here, if I need to add any pages, I can hit insert and add a page. If I need to delete any pages, I can hit delete. When you go into a page, let me move this over, you want to include a background. So I think, no, I don't like that. So I can go down. Yeah, just a pale blue would be fine. And then up here, I need to give it a title. So I'm going to say, oop, Frozen Ship by Ms. Cotner. If I don't want it in the same line, or maybe I want some space. And then we can see that is way too big, plus I don't like the color. So let me change the color to something I do like. No. Yeah, that looks good. And then do I want to change the font? Yeah, I like that better. But it's still too big. So I can either use the slider or the minus. And yeah, I like that better. That's better. I want to be able to see the title, but I don't want it taking over my entire page. I could put it anywhere on the page. It could be at the bottom, it could be at the top. Okay. And then I should write my sentences first, and then I'll know how much room I have for decoration. So I'm going to follow my acronym, TACOS. Okay. So now we need to go back to Frozen Ship. And we will need to fix the size because it always comes up way too large. And we look and we see time. There's no clock anywhere in the picture, but we can see sunlight, we can see daytime. So any time during the day is acceptable. So going back over here, time, I would say daytime, morning, hours. This is reasonable and acceptable, so that is fine. Now, action. What action is going on in the picture? Well, I'm watching boats in the harbor. She's standing there, um, just examining the daytime. So, action. The lady is standing on the deck watching ships sail in the harbor. I could say anything that's reasonable as long as it's making sense. C. This is our caption. What important information did the caption give us? Well, it is 1927. The ship is the France. The New York harbor is frozen over. Um, they are newly oop, arrived. Ooh, messing up. Arrived to the harbor. Anything I feel important would be there. Objects. What objects do I see? Well, I see a lot. I see a boat, and another boat. I see pipes. I see lines. I could even talk about her shoes, her hat, her jacket. Um, I don't know if that's a hook or the deck, the fence, anything that you feel is important. This is just getting us to observe and examine our evidence critically. So I could say the fence, the snow, the ice, the jacket, oop, the scarf on her head, her shoes, her boat, her emergency boat, the hook in the ground, the deck, the floor, oop, oop, better spell it right, lights, um, pipes. Okay, summary. We need to write 4 to 5 sentence summary about the picture. So, the ship, the France, newly arrived in New York Harbor. Ooh. Um, the year is 1927, and the harbor is so cold that the ship's decks have frozen over. The lady on deck has bundled up ag- oop, against the cold to examine the harbor as they come to dock. This would be an interesting experience for me as long as it did not last very long. It looks pretty, but very cold, and I am not a big fan of the cold. So you can see um, that it wants me to fix things. So of course I need, okay, the lady stands. Like me to fix all of my errors. Oh yeah, I spelled pretty wrong with too many T's. And I need to fix the France. All right, and then it looks pretty. Oop. Yes. Okay, so I have fixed my writing. It is a little big for the page. I could even add spaces between these if I want to. But now that I have this all organized, now I'm free to add some images. So maybe I want to look for a boat